Hi, Gemini. This is a general reading for the sign of Gemini. If you have Gemini anywhere in your birth chart, please know that there is a message in this reading for you. It is a general reading, so take what resonates and leave the rest. Maybe initially bits and pieces of this reading will make sense and fall into place for you, but it may take a day or two, it may take a week or two for things to really start falling into place and making sense to you. Spirit does get a message to you in any way, form, or fashion available to you. And so sometimes you'll hear the message and it may take a little bit of time for it to resonate or for it to make sense to you. Thank you, Spirit. Messages for the sign of Gemini. Messages for the sign of Gemini. Thank you, Spirit. Also, Gemini, I did want to talk a little bit about the full moon. There will be a full moon September 29th, and that will be the harvest moon, and it will be in Aries. And with that full harvest moon in the sign of Aries, thoughts of uncertainty may creep into our mind at this time. And it can make us feel like we should be moving faster or that we should be rushing. If we have that feeling, or those feelings creep into our minds that we should be moving faster or we should be moving in a different direction, don't be rushed or don't feel forced into making decisions. Spirit is really asking us to slow down and to take our time to find a pace that is comfortable for us. And so what is comfortable for us is not necessarily what is comfortable for other people. But it is important in order to make our best decisions and to do what is right for us is that we slow down, we take our time, and we find a pace that is comfortable for us. I will also say that full moon for the sun sign of Gemini will really be trying to bring some drama into your life. And by sticking close to home and avoiding getting pulled into things that really do not concern you, will help you see situations more clearly. So by stepping back and relaxing and looking and watching, you'll be able to get a clearer view of the drama or the situations that those around you are facing. But do take and be mindful not to get pulled into that drama, Gemini. And so when we're talking about the energy of the moon, we could be talking 4 or 5 days before or 4 or 5 days after. So there is really a 2-week time frame that energy can and will affect you to varying degrees. And we have this beautiful 7 of Cups as the underlying message for this reading. What is that speaking to, Spirit? It is speaking to the attraction or the pull of the worldly, of abundance, of excess, of wanting it all, wanting to have it all, the drive, the pull, to wanting to have it all. But we're lost in that. lost in excessiveness, lost in the wanting to have it all. Let's see how that card plays in to the rest of your reading here, Gemini. But let's keep that card there in mind. And we start off with this Empress card here in your professional life, in your career life. And the Temperance card speaks of balance. Speaks of balance. And I think that this balance that this card is speaking to is the balance between the seen and unseen. The balance between what we can actually touch and feel and what we cannot. The spiritual, the emotional, the feelings. And it could, I think even for you, I think at this time it's the thoughts. And so it's almost like so drawn to the physical things that life has to offer, that we're losing sight of who we are and losing sight of really taking care of ourselves, taking care of our thoughts, taking care of our feelings, taking care of our emotions, and living a life that is authentic to ourselves. We have this beautiful Sun card. And the Sun card, if we look a little closer, if we research a little deeper into this, this person is actually in the garden. And as this person is in the garden, they are seeing and appreciating and becoming part of the garden. The Knight of Swords. Careless words are careless actions. Careless words are careless actions and judgment. Excess, losing ourselves in excess. Are losing ourselves in public opinion. What you do for work, what you do for a living, how you present yourself in the public, your public image. You've opened yourself up or put yourself in a position, or you have found yourself in a position to receive public opinion, public judgment. And this public opinion, public judgment, and I do believe that's why we see your shadow there. You have become lost in or dependent on other people's opinion. And you have opened yourself up to the public opinion. And you're receiving that feedback on that. But you're either going to really love it or really hate it. It's either or. It's either going to be you're really going to enjoy it or you're really not going to enjoy it. But either way, whether you are liking the opinions or not liking the opinions, whether they are comfortable or uncomfortable, either way, it's going to require a decision on your part. And Gemini, while it is nice to be admired by others, don't let them drive you into making decisions that goes against your intuition. And I do believe that that is public opinion, other people's opinions of you, on you, about a decision that you are wanting to make. Is a driving force. And again, we can look back or refer back to the moon and the placement and the phase of the moon. And how we may be feeling rushed into making a decision. And so not only are you feeling rushed to be making a decision, you also have the added element of other people's drama, and you have the added element of Spirit asking you to slow down and move at your own pace and make a decision that is following your own intuition. Gemini, September 23rd, and I think we talked about this a little bit in your last reading, September 23rd marks the fall equinox. And that fall equinox carries the energy of needing or wanting to make change. And then we move into the full moon, which is carrying the energy of uncertainty. And so we're feeling the need or the want or the drive to make change from the moon, but then we're also getting the element of uncertainty and Spirit asking us to slow down. What we can do to try to prepare for that energy and use that energy and harness that energy is we can add a daily practice into our life. And so starting the day that you watch this video, write down 3 things. Write down 3 things on paper. Write down what it is that you would like to change, what it is that you would like to leave behind. how it is that you would like to change it, or what you can do to change it. And then the third thing is write down things that you are grateful for. Write down some gratitude statements. And it doesn't have to be big. It doesn't have to be long and drawn out. It can be a simple 5-minute thing. Just the first 3 things off the top of your head. Write them down on a piece of paper. And then the next day and every day until the full moon on the 29th, revisit that. And you can add to that list. You can adjust that list. But revisit that list every day from now until September 29th. And then on September 29th, you can have a little releasing ceremony and release that energy, release that thought, release what it is that you would like to manifest and how you would like to help bring that into fruition. Release that into the universe by maybe a little bowl burning ceremony, a paper shredding ceremony, paper folding ceremony. And so some of the Asian nationalities do have like little origami ceremonies where they just take their wishes, their dreams, their desires, what they're wanting to release. They write it on a little piece of paper and fold it into a little origami, fold it into a little lotus flower, fold it into a little piece of art. Or you could even maybe fold it up and tie it with a string and do a little releasing ceremony that way. But you can find a ceremony that will release that into the universe, a ceremony that works for you, something that you are comfortable with. But the process, the thought behind that ceremony, or even that ritual of visiting that paper, is a way for you to take advantage and harness that energy. And when that full moon arises, when that full moon comes in, you can release that into a universe in a positive, creative way. And let's see what we have here for you in your private life, in your home life. More mixed cards here for you. And I do believe, Gemini, if we revisit your last couple of readings, and I do recommend that you go through your last couple of readings if you haven't already, but you have really been struggling and really been fighting for finding independence, for making your own place in your private life. And those around you have really been trying to influence your decisions and really trying to force their opinions and their ideas on you. And you're meeting resistance. And you are taking on, or have taken on, a new approach in trying to gain this independence, trying to gain this freedom. And I think we've talked about this in your past reading. It's not that you do not love them. It's not that you do not appreciate them. It is that you are wanting your own space. You are wanting to make your own way. You are wanting to do the dance of life your dance of life. And it's almost like those that are closest to you, or those that are surrounding you, are trying to tell you how to dance, or what dance to do, or what dance, but you have very clear ideas and thoughts of how you would like your life to be. And you have been searching and gaining that independence. But you have changed your approach to how you've been handling this. And because you have changed your approach, they have changed their approach. And so it's almost at this time like more of strategic, more mental, just a mind game of trying to gain control and trying to manipulate a situation. And so I don't know if you are coming across as bullheaded, or if someone else is coming across as bullheaded. But I do know, Gemini, that Geminis tend to be a little bit stubborn. Geminis tend to be a little bit bullheaded. When they have a thought or they have an idea in their mind, it can be really difficult to reason or negotiate. And I think that may be causing a little bit of withdrawal on your part. And I do believe that part of your life's mission, your life's purpose here, is to manage and overcome that stubbornness. Spirit is asking you to adjust. To go a little further into the uncomfortable, into trying new things, into trying new approaches. And so in this situation, while you have made the adjustments on opening up and being honest with yourself and being honest with those around you, Spirit is asking you to continue on that path and open up a little bit more and be open with those around you. Final thoughts, final messages. And here we have this beautiful 10 of Cups, which for many of us is the happy ever after. And looking to the future, seeking higher knowledge, seeking higher wisdom, Making magic happen. Making magic happen. You are on the right path. You are on the right journey. Continue to seek. Continue to make those adjustments. You are on the right path. And that is the message that I have for the sign of Gemini. Gemini, do leave in the comments, what are you leaving behind? What is it that you are wanting to change? And you have a blessed week, Gemini. Thank you.